like she's recording herself on this trip to educate herself regarding Israel, but also to get herself a man. I'm just going to show you a couple of clips from this. I don't know if it was a live that she was doing on Instagram as she was in business class seats. Take a look and a listen.
On my way to Tel Aviv, then to Jerusalem, then I'm going to the Dead Sea and go and get me some. Gonna have some fun, yeah, it's gonna be great. Then I'm gonna learn about the politics. Hey, see, I feel like I can't believe everything I see on the internet. I can't believe everything everybody's saying to me on the internet. I need to go see for myself. I'm one of those people.
I'm uncomfortable. Are you uncomfortable? Does that seem weird to you at all? Trying to turn it into a rap song? Why? So black people are just going to be like, yeah, we're with it. Yeah, go my way to politics. On my way to politics. See what do. Like, what is that? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? It gets more strange when she says what else she's going to do while she enters this war zone. Take a listen.
On my way to Israel. I'm sorry, Yamanika. I'm sorry, Yamanika. I'm going without you. I'm sorry. I'm going to go meet my future man out there. I'm out. I'm out.
Can this get any more cringe? Right? The question is, can this shit be any more cringe? Now, this here is a double header, right? This is a double header. You got Tiffany Haddish and Candace Owens, right? Two certified buck dancing, Negroes, right? That then sold their soul to the devil in America, right? Two immigrants, actually. Both of them is immigrants. Tiffany Haddish, I think she's from Africa somewhere. Like some biracial, like Africa or some fucking where, I'm not sure where. And she's from the other chicks from the Caribbean, right? Both of them over here doing a Negro buck dance imitation. Sister girl, I'm from round the way. You from round the way? What way you from? Right? And, making a mockery out of black people, right? A total mockery out of black Americans, right? Yo, Candace Owens, anytime that you, Candace Owens is cringe. If you understand anything, I tried to explain to this dude. He was a pure loser, one of them passport bro loser motherfuckers. And he was like, yeah, I'm trying to, I like Candace Owens. I'm trying to explain what's the problem with Candace Owens. She says something that I agree with. And so, I just, I went back and forth with him. I said, look, man, just because somebody says something that you agree with doesn't mean you should automatically support them or side with them. They could be trying to fool you. They could be a grifter, right? It's just like, a motherfucker knock on your door and be like, hey man, you got a nice, I like those shoes. You got a nice hat. Wow, you a handsome motherfucker, right? I like that outfit you got on. Telling you a bunch of good shit. You mind if I come in and hang out with you in your house for a little while? And you say, sure, come on in. And then, motherfucker, you turn your back and he slit your throat. That's Candace Owens. This bitch will say anything for money, right? She'll do anything for money. So just because somebody says something that you agree with, or that, compliments you, or you find, might be a positive state, and you don't really know about, you don't really know about them, doesn't mean you should automatically start hanging out with them, co-signing them, supporting them. Now, and then when I explained to this Negro, I said, Candace Owens is a grifter, a chameleon, a person who has no educational background, has no foundations in the black descendants of slave community in America. She's from the Caribbean. She said this herself on her social media profiles. And then she comes to America and grifts off of the pain of racism against black Americans that lived through Jim Crow and slavery. And she comes over here and says, these niggas don't deserve no reparations. I'm gonna marry me a white man. Oh, really? Not that there's anything wrong with that, I guess. Right? But you find it, you know, speaking of cringe, right? You come over here from the Caribbean, from Trinidad some motherfucking where, or Jamaica, or wherever the fuck you from, and then you come to America, and then you looking for a white man, and you grifting off of black people. One minute you screaming racism and suing people for $30,000. The next minute you saying, well, there's no such thing as racism in America. And then you marrying a white man, and then telling black people in America they shouldn't get reparations. I mean, you all over the place, right? And then you hanging out with a bunch of racists in Israel while they massacre people. I mean, she'll do anything for money. And then, so when I explained it to him, I said, listen, man, I don't give a fuck what she says that you might find could be factual. On any given day, she'll do any fucking thing. This is not somebody that you should really co-sign. You don't co-sign everybody. But see, this is a dude that ain't been around. You know, I guess he's young, he's a simp and a trick, you know, about to be a trick or whatever, right? He's a clown. And so I tried to explain to him, dude, you'll get yourself fucked up. You can't co-sign everybody and then hang out with them and all that kind of shit. That's just not how life works. Better to be by yourself if you're not sure about people. And just because they talking good, don't mean you should go hang out with them. You don't know them, you know what I mean? If you don't know their whole repertoire. You see, no new friends, motherfucker. And Candace Owens is that type of person. This bitch is a backstabbing. I mean, she does so. I'm not going back through it. I mean, it is what it is, right? She's a grifter. She's totally cringe. And she tries to do shit now to try to get credibility, but it's too late. You gotta pay for what you've done for your crimes, and that's coming. Now on to Tiffany Haddish. Now, anytime somebody cringe as Candace Owens can do something more, can make Candace Owens come out and say, wow, this is cringe. Right? On to this bitch, right? Keep getting DUIs, got caught up in some shit, trying to rape some children, some shit like that. You know what I mean? All kinds of shit, right? Now she want to go to, I guess, you know, some of her handlers, she want to go to Israel while they slaughtering people and do publicity stunts, right? Total trash, right? She want to go to an apartheid state, right? A certified, genocidal, anti-black, racist apartheid state that is currently in front of the whole world, in front of the courts, in front of everybody, pulling out their dick, shaking their dick at everybody, killing, they blowing up children in tents, blowing up churches, right? Total anti-Christ, blatant activity for anybody that's not brain dead and has a pulse, can turn on the news and watch, right? Doing some of the most heinous shit that you ever seen, right? Since 1948, right? And she says, well, I'm gonna hang out with them, right? Find me a husband. In the midst of all of this genocide and racism and Nazism. You a so-called black person, descend from so-called black people in Africa. That's what black means. Partly, I don't know if she's biracial or something like that. And you going into this Jim Crow apartheid state that's currently committing a racialized, racist, Nazi attack on a indigenous Arab population. I'm trying to make this as clear as possible. And you supposed to be you're a star, a movie star, right? And all this shit. And you don't understand what's the problem with that. See, that's why you should never worship celebrity. See, these is two Negroes that sold their soul in America to the devil. And once you sell your soul, let me tell you something. Take it from somebody who's been there. Once you sell your soul to the devil, you won't get out. It's only one way out. Take it from me, right? When you sell your soul to the devil, he's going to take it in blood, and a lot of it. These devils, look at what they're doing in God. I mean, if you ain't got to take it from me. Look at what they're doing. If you don't believe that the devil will take it in blood, look at what they're doing to the people in Gaza and in the West Bank and in Palestine since 19. Look at what they did to the black people in America. Look at 100 million black people they killed. Look at the 77 million Indians that they killed. What more evidence do you need? What more evidence would you need? I'm not convinced. You just talking shit. I'm not convinced by any of this. Really? 100 million dead bodies, 200 million dead bodies don't convince you anything? Fuck you brain dead, right? Go over there and wait for the nukes, right? If that don't convince you. See, the devil, Satan, the Antichrist takes it in blood. He takes a blood sacrifice when you sell your soul to the devil. That's why I said the Negroes they sold to the devil in America. You're not gonna make it out of America. America going into a lake of fire, and so are you. You know, if you're one of these people. The Tiffany Haddishes, the Candace Owens, they going into a lake of fire in America. Why? Because the devil gonna take it in blood. You see? He gotta have a blood sacrifice. It's gonna be a blood sacrifice, right? Blood in, blood out. You see? If it's blood in, it's gonna be blood out when the Lord of hosts come. You see? And when the time comes very soon. They sold their soul in America. Anytime, how cringe do you have to be when you make a cringe ass person like Candace Owens cringe? A sellout, coon, backstabbing, cutthroat niggeress like Candace Owens, and you make her cringe. What does that say about you? And she a total scumbag. Right? What does that say about you? What kind of person would do something like this and not have no kind of self-awareness, right? What the fuck? You don't have any self-awareness? Are you on drugs? I mean, I understand you young, you immature. You know, man, I got kids. I understand. I was, you know, man, like I said, I come a long way. But you're dealing with people that's 35, 40 years old, 45 years old, right? You're dealing with pretty much middle-aged people. You have no self-awareness. I met a nigga, man, a motherfucker at my job today. I don't know if I want to get into that. You have no self-awareness, right? that people is being massacred and you probably shouldn't do this? You don't know how that make you look like you a total wicked imbecile, a total pawn of the Antichrist, a total satanic witch who has sold her soul to the devil to get into Hollywood in America. See, these immigrants like Candace Owens and Tiffany Haddish come here, they come here to fornicate with the devil. Let me just give it to you straight before I wrap this up. These immigrants come here, they came here to fornicate with Satan, with the Antichrist, right? But I said it once, I'm gonna say it again. The devil gonna take it in blood. It's only America, it's blood in and blood out. You see? It's in the Bible, right? Let's end in the Bible verse. Because I don't think I need to keep going in on this. If you don't understand the ramifications of what she's doing, right, as an example of what not to do, then you deserve what you're about to get in America. Let's go.
Recording herself on.
So let's take a look at this verse. Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. What does that mean? What does that mean? See, the Satanists, the satanic ones, the Satanists, the agents of the devil, the agents of the Antichrist will tell you, like the ones in the head of the Antichrist coalition on earth is in Israel, Tel Aviv, not Washington, D.C. Right? That's the tail. The head is in Tel Aviv. They'll tell you what you see in front of your eyes is righteousness and fighting terrorism. How satanic can you be? You invaded these people's land and you've been killing them, and they've been fighting you since 1948. Anybody that can read past a 6th grade level knows that. Right? But the Satanists will tell you the opposite. You see, remember what I told you in the last video, right? If you watched the last video, how do you identify the agents of Satan? It's backwards. That's why they call it the Antichrist. Antichrist, the opposite of Christ, the opposite of the Bible. It's really simple. The secrets of the universe are so simple if you just take a moment to understand them. It's not rocket science. You see? So when you hear the Satanists talk, when you hear the agents of the Antichrist talk, it will, whatever they say will be opposite of what's written in the Bible. They'll say, I am not a terrorist, these Palestinians are terrorists. Right? The Antichrist, Satan, is reversed. Right? They'll say, this is my land. You just showed up in 1948. These people been here for 2,500 years. It's not your land. Right? It's the opposite. Right? You say, they are attacking me. You've been attacking these people since 1948. Right? So it'll be reversed. Whatever they say is the opposite. That's how you know you're dealing with the devil. You're dealing with the agents. You're not dealing with the devil directly, but you're dealing with his spirit. You're dealing with the people that encompass the spirit of Satan. You see? I mean, Satan is not, he showed, the Antichrist has been here for a very long time. Look at the pyramids. But he doesn't like come out, you know what I mean? It's just like anything else. The king, when some shit go down, the king don't come out and you know what I mean, smack the shit out you. He send the pawns. He sends, if you ever played chess, the pawns or the knights or the rook, right? The low-level scumbags. They don't like the Israelis and people you see in America and shit like that. The low-level motherfuckers, right? They the ones you deal with. But something's gonna happen to bring him out. You see? He has to fight. A fight is gonna break out. And they can't handle it, so he has to come out. the UFOs. You're gonna see more and more UFO activity. You're gonna see, you know, you call it what you want, UFO wars, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. World War IV, interplanetary wars, breakaway civilization wars. Call it what you want, right? So he has to come out, and it's probably gonna be sparked by not just wars, but like a CME event. I don't want to get too far deep into that, you see. But soon there will be a catalyst that brings him out, you see. But that's all. That catalyst is the same catalyst that's going to bring out the Lord of Hosts and his armies, who are here already. If not, they're very close by. In my best analysis, right? They're either here already and setting up, or they're extremely close by. They're monitoring the situation. And that clash is going to take place, right? In the heavens and on earth. So anyway, but I want to finish this. I don't want to make it too long, right? What was I? So, ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood defile the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. What does that mean? You see? A blood sacrifice. You see? The Lord of Hosts is a man of war. He's going to take it in blood, just like Satan. You see? So when you sell your soul to the devil in America, and now we're at the end times of America, we're at the end of America, right? And you came to America to fornicate with Satan, the devil, and his agency, his agents, right? You wanted to make a deal with the devil. Congratulations, you played yourself. The game is almost over with, right? You won't be able to cash out your chips in America except one way. Tiffany Haddish and Candace Owens and the like. You see? It's only one way out of this now, when you make a deal with the devil. It says it right here, Numbers 35 and 33. Right? 77 million dead Indians, 100 million Africans or more. Right? Tens of thousands of Arab Palestinians, tens of millions in Africa. You shed blood in the land, you see? Right? So now, the Lord of Hosts, right? Thus saith the Lord of Hosts, thus saith the Holy Bible, he has to take it in blood. Right? Why? Because he keeps his word, and Numbers 35 and 33 is not a lie. Right? It's an edict. It's judgment. You see? It's law. It's scripture. And you can't break it. Right? As it is written, so it shall be done. Right? And so, that's where we at with it. I'm going to try to wrap this. But that's where we at with it. Right? When you sell your soul to the devil, at this point in the game, there ain't no getting out. There's only one way out now. For Tiffany Haddish, for Candace Owens, and for people like them. And for their benefactors. You see? Who are their benefactors? Let's take a look. Right? Tiffany, what did Tiffany Haddish say? Let's wrap on that. Tiffany Haddish says she's going to Jerusalem. She's going to Israel to be with the Israeli Jews. Right? What does Revelation 2 and 9 say about that? I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy, the wicked lie of them which say they are Jews, but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. You see? She's going to the synagogue of Satan. She's going to the house of Satan, the church of Satan. Israel is the synagogue of Satan. Right? Thus saith the Lord, thus saith not me, thus saith the Holy Bible for all you horrible Christians. thinking that you about to get raptured. You gonna get raptured, all right? Your ass going up in light. I'm gonna go up in the light, and I'm gonna get right. You goddamn right, you going into the light, into the lake of fire. That's the only light y'all going into, and your spirit going blast up through that lake of fire when that fire hit your asses. You see? That's the only rapture you gonna get. What are you talking about, rapture? See, Tiffany Haddish, she wants to go fornicate with the devil in Israel, into the chief house. The basilica is the chief house of God, right? The chief house. In this case, right? The synagogue of Satan, the chief house of Satan. You see? My satanic friends. She said she's going to look for a husband in a place where they are massacring children by the tens of thousands. Right? She want to have some fun. Goddamn Tiffany Haddish. Right? You see? If anything happened to her over there, well, it is what it is, right? You see? These people made a deal with the devil. The people in America, they came to America. America is the synagogue of Satan. They work for the devil, Satan. Matter of fact, I got one more for you. Because I know people going to say, man, come on, man. You on some bullshit with this Bible shit, man. What are you talking about? You sound like a fucking maniac. I know. This one going to hurt, though. This next one going to hurt. See, let's just get right into it. Let's finish this off, right? When I say everything I'm saying is backed up by proof. So when I say it's obvious what's going to happen to these people and I can do the math, I'm going to show you the math, and fuck it, don't take it from me. You do the math yourself for what you think about to happen. Let me show you one more. We're going to end on this. Fuck with your boy. Former Israeli space security chief says extraterrestrials exist and Trump knows about it. Now this is NBC News, right? Just in case, FYI, right? I'll post a link. A galactic federation has been waiting for humans to reach a stage where we will understand what spaceships are about, Hayam Ashed says. Now, who is Hayam Ashed? Right, my little satanic devils, right? I'm just kidding, right? But for the cheap people in the cheap seats and, you know, whatever, right? Who is Hayam Ashed? Let's find out who he is. Nice picture of a satellite. A former, now Tiffany Haddish says she going to Israel, right? A former Israeli space security chief has sent eyebrows shooting heavenward by saying that Earthlings have been in contact with extraterrestrials from a galactic federation. Galactic federation, my ass, right? The UFOs have asked not to publish that they are here. Humanity is not ready, Hayam Ashed, former head of Israel's Defense Ministry Space Directorate, told Israel's Yedat Aranat newspaper. The interview in Hebrew ran on Friday. Parts were published in English by a Jerusalem Post on Tuesday. A respected professor, Hayam Ashed, who is he? A respected professor and retired military general, Ashed said that aliens were equally curious about humanity and want to understand the fabric of the universe, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can't just read between the lines. What else did he say? Ashed said, cooperation, here's the kicker, all right? Here's the kicker. Get your pens and papers out, your pen and paper out, children. Ashed said cooperation agreements have been signed between species, including an underground base in the depths of Mars, where there are American an Israeli and alien representatives. And alien representatives. Do you understand? Do you understand who this man is? When I say the synagogue of Satan, the chief house of Satan, you don't get it yet? You don't understand? There is an agreement between the U.S. governments and the aliens they signed a contract with to do experiments on humans. He said, Ashed added, President Donald Trump is aware. You wonder why they after Trump? I tried to tell somebody this the other day at work. You wonder why they after Donald Trump? Here's a kicker. Ashed said, added, Donald Trump was aware of the extraterrestrial existence and had been on the verge of revealing it, and he did. Go back and look at the law he signed before he left office. I'm going to try to make this short. I don't want to go over everything, right? On the verge of revealing information, but he was asked not to in order to prevent massive hysteria. Excuse me. They have been waiting until today